Hello. Let me just turn that down. I just realised the fan was on. It's bloody hot. It's 11 AM. I've barely slept, been uncomfortable all night, and now I'm getting an ear infection. Go me. Anyway, so as I stated that I would shelve playing Nature's Fury for a little bit. I'm still going to go back to it. I still need to do the level 70 dungeon to unlock tier 4, so I still want to know what it feels like to do that. But in the meantime, I've just been prattling around with Minion. Just trying to see what I can do. I originally wanted a build that allowed me to not spam abilities, and unfortunately that's not the case. It just seems that every single one of the minion abilities, they're all cooldowns, and you basically spam them. A little disappointing, but you know, it's whatever. But yeah, the damage is terrible at level 20. I skipped the story. I know that's not a smart thing to do, but I was gonna put God knows how much more time going through the story. I already put like how many hours? Like a full week through it. I'm not gonna do it again. So I've completely ignored the story progression for this character. So in case you're wondering why you're not gonna see me fight Lilith, that's why. Nothing too special about what to say, it's just the initial character. It's weak as fuck, is probably the best way to describe it. But that's to be expected, considering that I did skip the story. I didn't get any uniques or powerful stuff. This is literally down to random chance for me to get anything good. I'm just using Werewolf to accompany the pet skills, but I don't think I will be using them after I've sorted out the damage and everything, and I can actually play, hopefully, without needing to auto-attack. If I can get my cooldowns down by a considerable amount, would be really cool down. I don't know. I don't like the idea of auto-attacking on a minion build. It's probably just me. Right? Like, you've got fucking minions to do it for you. I will say this. The minions feel incredibly lackluster. Like, they're just not doing damage. In the early stages. It's probably true, they're not doing damage in the early stages. But I didn't think it would be this noticeable. Their damage is horrendously bad in the early game. Like, it feels like you're not even using minion skills. That you're doing all the damage with your auto attacks and stuff like that. I mean, at the moment, clearly I'm just still doing the majority of the damage. You only start with 2 wolves and 1 raven. You can make it so that you get 2 more ravens. Each raven does a base hit, doesn't apply poison or anything like that. The wolves don't do anything out of the ordinary. They just attack. They don't apply poison or anything like that. I don't have any aspects to really make it work, and I haven't actually unlocked the aspects yet. You gotta be level 25 for that. Or find a legendary. I haven't found one yet, so I have to wait until level 25, I guess. But it's very noticeable when you play through the story. Your character feels like it actually progresses. Whereas if you just skip the story and go straight to leveling in dungeons, wow, your damage feels complete and utter trash. Like, not just like a small amount trash, but horrendous. It feels so bad. We'll go with the Hurricane to try to get the vulnerability so that we can get more vulnerability damage. But at the moment, I've just gone with this because it works. Why not? Yeah. Don't expect anything glorious until I can sort out the build. That's probably going to take a couple of days at least. I really do hate these slay all the enemies thing. Another thing that I didn't realize about the companions was that only the wolves are summoned. So only the wolves can be attacked. The ravens, as well as the creeping vine thing that's underground, you'll see it occasionally just sort of poke its head out of the floor. None of these can be attacked. Only the 2 wolves can. Which means that my idea of using them as like a tanking minion went completely out of the window immediately when I realized that I can't use them as tanks. Maybe I can later on, but initially at the beginning of the game, I'm extremely limited on what I can do for build diversity when it comes to playing with wolves and ravens. I was expecting them to be more hard-hitting, more... your early defenses in this game are horrendous. I think I've died like 3 times now to some random explosion. Honestly, the build probably does work, but because I've completely ignored the story, it's sort of not working. And I think that they need to sort of reassess the game in that regard, because, you know, a brand new character that doesn't have gear does actually struggle to do any form of damage. I've been trying to do the Legion event a few times to see if I can get some of the good gear. It has been working. The gear that I've got on me, you know, it is better than what I'm finding in dungeons. But at the same time, I really do need to clear these dungeons out and, you know, get myself leveled up. Yeah. The great thing about the build? No knockback. I could see this growing on me really quickly. It's just gonna take a little bit to get there. I just need more pets. I need more damage. I need more sustain. I am still really curious if I can actually genuinely play this without needing to actually be in the fight. I don't know if that's possible. It'll be really fucking cool if it is. I don't really want to keep spamming abilities either. I want my minions to do as much damage as possible, so that their auto attacks are my auto attacks, if that makes sense. I know that most of the damage is going to come from abilities, but I want to use the abilities sparingly, so I'm not spamming cooldowns, so I'm not rapidly pressing my fucking keyboard buttons over and over. And, I don't know, like, Nature's Fury is great, but you're just constantly hammering your keyboard. And, this will be a nice welcome change. Only if it works that way. If I literally can play without needing to hammer the keyboard and just auto attack or not auto attack would be the perfect goal. Try and kill all the monsters, though I have to anyway. For the XP. The thing that's making this spam heavy at the moment is this. Critical strikes have up to 20% chance to reset cooldowns. So the more crit I get, the more likely I am to... Or the more crit and lucky hit. The more I'm, you know, going to spam the abilities more. I don't know if I'm going to go that route. I think I might actually just ignore that. If I can. It depends what the aspects do. Like I said, I've not looked into it. We'll find out as I go along. But still. Apparently you can turn earth skills into werewolf. No, sorry, werebear abilities. So you could still use earth skills as, you know, as werebear. I might need to check that out. Might be fun. I won't know until I get it and test it out. I'm kind of hoping that they fix this slay all enemies thing, because it's so crap. It's just boring and tedious having to full clear the entire dungeon. Oh, there we go. Died once to a random explosion. That's nothing to do with the build. That's just the fact that I haven't found anything to give myself good defenses yet. My stats are pretty shit. My attack power is wank. I don't know how the damage to weapon ratio is. I think in brackets it is saying 9%. So is that the actual damage conversion? It's taking 9% of my attack power. Is that what that means? If that's the case, then I'm gonna need a huge amount of attack power for the wolves to be, well, that and attack speed. I think attack speed would be more deadly than just stacking. Oh, hello. +1 to all companions. We'll see, I guess. I mean, early days. There is one thing that I'm going to try, though, on this. Lucky hit. I think I'm going to look into attack speed and lucky hit. Because, as a side little thing, I quite like the idea of using wind shear. That rhymed. And it has 20% chance. All of these are triggered from lucky hits, by the way. This isn't a flat 20% chance. The lucky hit chance is the 20% on the actual thing. And its wind shear has 20% chance to make enemies vulnerable. That's its default value. If you just get your lucky hit chance higher, it then stacks onto it. They're all separate, so if the lucky hit triggers from this, it's not going to be also triggering from the other ability. They're all separate. But if I can get loads of attack speed, get my lucky hit up, and then just spam wind shear, that's my guaranteed vulnerable, and I get to keep it. And I get to keep myself at a distance whilst all my minions are doing all the damage. If I can keep myself away from monsters, I'm hoping that that's going to be good enough as a taunt. If I'm not near the monsters, I have actually seen that minions, if a minion is near a monster and it's closer to that monster than you are, the monster does attack the minion. So as long as I keep my distance and I'm fast on my feet, especially if I get the enemy hit, you know, increases your move speed, I don't need the spirit, because all of the core moves are just freaking terrible. Absolutely terrible with a minion build. There's not a single core ability that actually works well with minions. They're just abilities, you know? It's up to you if you want to use them or not. I'm going to choose not to, just because they're all crap. This is what I'm thinking about doing, because if I can get vulnerability on everything by default, then my minions will have a much easier time of doing damage. There's probably going to be other easier ways of applying vulnerability, so I'm going to also use it with this. Hurricane has 50% chance to make enemies vulnerable, so if any enemies get close to me, they can also be hit with vulnerable. So I think I'm going to do a sort of crowd control build where I'm constantly stacking vulnerability, and I'm going to see what happens, because like I said, I don't want to do anything other than just auto attack. I want my minions to do it all for me, so I'm kind of curious if I can do that. I'm not entirely sure if I will be using these abilities as is. One of the things that I really actually hate, like you see how I've got my wolves out at the moment? If I just take it off the hotbar, the wolves go away. Even though, like, I have points in it on the tree. So, like, the thing on the tree, it says that it summons 2 wolf companions, and it's a passive. Now, as far as I'm concerned, what that means is that it's always active. But it isn't. It has to be on the hotbar. That's a little annoying. I would have thought that it being on the hotbar would be for the active element. But no. So it's taking up a space. So I think I'm going to have it there just to spam. But if I can make their default attack, you know, just as powerful as the active, then I won't need to use it. And it also means that I won't need to get cooldown reduction. If I can get my minions to do a lot of base attack damage, that's gone up to 10% now. But either way, by like stacking plus wolves and stuff, as well as like just damage in general, that I just won't need to use that particular thing. Raven, however, I think I am still going to have to spam it at some point, because the vulnerability again from the ability is too tempting in terms of what it can do, whereas the other one just adds 2 ravens. That goes hand in hand with enhanced ravens. You have 5% increased critical strike chance, so the more ravens you have, the more crit you have across the board. I don't know if that affects the wolves. It says that I have. I don't know if that makes the wolves get extra crit. All of this needs to be experimented with. In terms of the poison creep, I'm just using it to get poison out, but ideally I wouldn't be using this full stop. I have tested this. You can get plus passive creepers. The poison vines, if you get +1 companion, you do actually get an extra poison creeper. So it should be 3 wolves, 2 poison creepers, and how many is it? It's 3 currently, so it'd be 4. So it'd be 4 ravens. Is that going to be good enough for minion damage? Alone, by the way? I don't know. But we'll find out in the next few days. I'm going to try and power level as much as I can. I want to get to the point of doing Nightmare Dungeon so I can do the Glyths, so that I can use the Paragon. So I just need to get to level 50. So I just need to fucking power my way through. You're probably just going to see that in the videos to come. I'm just going to do content to get myself up to level 50 as quickly as I can. I'm not going to put much time, energy, or effort into the next video that I make for this. I've explained it all now, so I don't need to explain it in further videos. In terms of other abilities, I don't know what I'm going to be using yet. I think it is pretty certain that I am going to use Hurricane and try to get that lucky hit chance up as high as I can, so that I can permanently apply that vulnerability to everything. I don't really think there's anything else that I can use. I suppose a good one would be Vigilance, and then just have a level 1 Earthen Bulwark on the hotbar. Get rid of the ultimate again for the companions. All of these are terrible. Like they are complete and utter shit for Nature's Fury, and they're complete and utter shit for companions. Like, if you're gonna go pure storm, it works. If you're gonna go pure earth, it works. If you're gonna go pure bear, it works. If you're gonna go pure fucking werewolf, it works. But if you're gonna mix and match, if you're gonna do Nature's Fury, they don't. If you're gonna do companions, they don't. They need to really look into the fucking Druid tree. It is so lackluster. It's either they want you to go one path without including other things in, or don't fucking play. So we'll see. In terms of the actual ultimates, I mean, I'm only 3 levels off from getting it. What the fuck can I even use? I think the only thing I can use is Bestial Rage, or Rampage, or whatever the fuck it is. And, you know, turn into a werewolf. I don't need the extra damage, the increased damage. The attack speed will be very good on getting the minions to attack more often. I don't know how that works with Poison Creeper. I think that this is literally every 7 seconds. I don't think I can do anything to speed that up. I might be wrong. If you know of a way to get that number down, let me know. But apart from that, yeah, like, there's nothing I can really do about it. But the attack speed will affect the wolves, and the more attack speed I give them, the better. I know that I can give them crit using Blood Howl. Every time you use Blood Howl, it gives them crit. But it's only the crit portion, I think. I don't know if the whole thing works with that. So if I was to use Blood Howl, will they also get the 15% attack speed? I don't know. I'm going to have to experiment with that aspect. I don't need any form of spirit generation, so that's great. That saves me a lot of points on the tree. And also, Nature's Reach. Distant enemies take more damage. Double this if they are also slowed, stunned, immobilized, or knocked back. The slow effect is a little bit tricky. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get the double effect, because there's not that many things that actually do slow long range. Earth Spike does have a chance of stunning. Its default chance is 10%, but obviously if you get that lucky hit up, then it shoots through the roof. But I lose the vulnerability. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to experiment. But thank you for watching. Thank you for holding in there. A lot of explaining. Again, I'm not explaining this in any other videos, so this is lengthy for a reason. But apart from that, welcome to the new build. It's gonna be passive companions if I can make it happen. Huh. Bye-bye. God, it's gonna be a nightmare to figure this out.